It's a rolling, not a stop. Watch shit don't never stop.
King Bach, everyone.
Yay.
Yay. Thanks for stopping by. I know you're super busy.
Good to be here.
You're doing all kinds of things.
I know.
Let's flex a little bit. 17 million people followed you on Vine. The #1 most followed person on Vine. Another casual 17 million on Instagram. Casually.
Maybe that's my favorite number.
It might be. And then you have 3 million followers on Twitter and 2 on YouTube. And that's not even including the movies and the TV that you're in.
Oh, wow.
You got a lot of eyeballs on you.
That's crazy. I didn't even know all that.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Is there a lot of pressure that comes with that?
No, there's no pressure. It gets kind of overwhelming. Just like, going out in public and, the people. I mean, they're fans, they love you, but it gets kind of overwhelming at times.
Have you ever had like a crazy situation with a fan?
Yeah, I had a girl, because I do stand-up, so I was at a stand-up show, and a girl, she followed me back to my hotel room. Well, back to my hotel. She couldn't find the room. She knocked on every door trying to find my room.
I told you not to tell people about that day. It was a dark time for me.
Yeah, just,
I'm really sorry.
We're being fully transparent here, so I had to let the people know.
When a fan comes up to you when you're eating, what do you do? Because that happens.
Yeah, I usually say after I finish eating, I'll take the picture with you.
Yeah.
Or if it's just quick, I'll just smile while I do a selfie, and then.
But that's got to be like so. I would feel so much pressure to always be on. Like some days you just don't want to talk to people.
Oh no,
you're human.
Yeah, I don't, and I'm a introverted person. So like when people see I think that's another thing is like they see my videos and this guy's crazy, but then when they meet me in real life and I'm kind of more calm, but then they naturally lower their energy too, so it works for me.
You do have a very chill energy. I want to take it back to like the early Vine days, and because obviously, R.I.P. forever. But yeah, so Vine was obviously the place where I don't like to say where you got your start because you went to school for acting. Like you've trained for this, right?
Right.
This is something you've always wanted to do. But Vine was really what like catapulted you into I think a household name, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So. Take me back to the early Vine days. It is like the most intriguing thing to me that you lived in a complex where other Vine stars lived. Like that, I can't wrap my head around that.
Yeah. I mean, it's different because at the time, I was the first person that lived there.
So that's what I was going to ask you. Like, what came first? Did Batch move in and then like the whole squad rule comes in?
Yeah, I moved there maybe about a year before Vine even existed.
And it just happened to be on Vine Street?
Yeah, because before I lived on a street called Vineland, and I wanted to move to Hollywood, and then I was driving around, I saw a place called Vine Street, and I was like, oh, it's just like Vineland, let me live there. So I lived there, and then, the app came out maybe a year later.
After you moved in?
After I moved in.
See, I'm superstitious. If I saw that, I'd be like, it's a sign from God. I have to be here.
I had no idea, yeah, but I would have done the same thing, and then the app came out. I started doing the app, whatever. Then I started getting a lot of followers. And then all my friends, they would come over and we would always be collabing. And to the point where like we were collabing till like 1 or 2 in the morning where it's like, yo, they just moved in. And then one person
Did they move into your couch or are they like getting their own apartment?
No, they got their own. I think Curtis Lepore was the first one. Then Logan Paul. Then his brother Jake Paul. Then Amanda Cerny, then Rudy Mancuso, Anwar, Lele Pons.
That's everyone.
Yeah,
that's like
everyone.
You just named the top like 10 Vine stars.
Yeah, then we would just wake up and go collab and then go to sleep.
Okay, so I definitely see the benefit in having these people around me because I could collaborate all day. But then I feel like I'd be so distracted. Like, how do you stay focused and also not pregnant?
Wait, distracted by what?
By just chaos. Like I'd always want to hang out with my friends. How do you not stay laser focused? Like it would just be hard for me because yes, you're collaborating, but then there's got to be a social element to it, right?
Nah, there was
Really?
none. No, and I mean I think the social element was us hanging out and filming, and now we do it. We still do it to this day. Like I have like 30 people at my house right now while I'm doing this, and they're all filming their videos and. It's the same thing.
So there is a way to stay focused.
Yeah, it's the only thing we do. We only focus. We shoot our videos. we edit it, and so we shoot a video, and we're like, who got next? And then whoever's got next. I said
pregnant. How do you say not pregnant?
Oh.
I'm just thinking like they're good-looking people. You're all good-looking people. Like, I'm sorry, you just named Amanda Cerny. Like, give me a fucking break. She's gorgeous. What do you think sets you apart? And it's definitely who you are. It's not just like you can give a tip to people and be like, work hard, be motivated. There's something that you Batch has.
Honestly, I don't know. Maybe it's the dedication I've put to the craft. I've been studying it since I was like 15, like taking classes, just workshops, then going to Florida State, then New York Film Academy, getting my master's, and then, dropping out early so I can really focus on my career and craft and doing the auditions and everything like that. So I think it's just the dedication I put towards it.
Yeah. And also, did you notice that your social following helped you get roles, or did you find that I could see how somebody might pigeonhole you and say, he's never taken an acting class, which you actually have. You have a master's in this world.
Yeah.
So has that ever worked against you?
I actually prefer if they don't know that.
Come and surprise them?
Yeah. It's like, oh, shit, he's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely helped me get an agent for sure. Once I hit a couple million followers, I had all the top agencies, CA, UTA, WME, knocking on my door. And, I went with UTA. But, it definitely helps me get into the door of the auditions. And, yeah, there's a lot that goes on behind closed doors, too, that, the rest of the world doesn't know about. But
like what?
I mean, it's a political game.
It totally is.
It's like, it's who you know, how you know them, your following. It's a lot, the talent.
And by the way, you came out here, your dad isn't an executive of some like big movie studio, right? Like you built this career from nothing, basically.
Yeah, and that's the hardest thing. I when on my stand-up tour, a lot of people ask me questions. They ask, how do I break into the industry? And it's like, if your dad's not, super successful, like if your dad's not Diddy, or if you don't have like, if you're not really lucky, you really got to build it from the ground to the top. You know what I mean? And that's nothing against, people who have famous parents like Quincy, is so talented, but it's like, you really have to focus and figure out your path, because everyone has their own path. Eddie Murphy had the SNL route. Kevin Hart had the stand-up. Dane Cook, he did the MySpace whole, and took that to the next level. My SNL, my stand-up was Vine. That was my avenue to get to where I'm at right now.
And then so Vine, obviously, R.I.P. is no longer. And you actually had, I don't want to say you took Vine down, but you had a hand in that. Do you want to tell that story?
It was back in the day when, we realized that this company, or any company, if they're making a ton of money and, they're not looking out for the people that help them get to where they're at, it's like, just at some point, hey, as business people, we'd like to get up in on that. And they didn't really want to see what we had to say or offer, so we just decided, let's just take our talents somewhere else where they're actually paying. So we did a strike.
It worked.
Yeah, it did.
I don't think your intentions were for Vine to go away, obviously, but you weren't going to give your energy to something that was not, you weren't getting your return on investment,
right? Basically. Yeah.
So on that, what platform, we listed off all the millions of followers you have everywhere. Where is the one place you've seen the most return on investment?
Honestly, I don't even look at it like that. I look at it more as a brand, because now what happens is a company like EA Sports, they'll come to me and they invest in the King Bach brand, and it's where I want to put it. If I want to put it on my YouTube, I'll put it on my YouTube. If I want to put it on my Instagram, put it on my Instagram. But now they don't pay for the following, they pay for the brand, and it's a King Bach brand that they're paying for.
Yeah. So your brand is, what would you say your brand is?
My brand, kind of wild, kind of crazy, urban for sure. And just positive, funny vibes.
So are you strategic with the type of content you put out, and so you put out a great video on Instagram, some studio executive sees it. Is your goal to kind of emulate the character you'd like to play in a film or a TV role? Or
not at all, because there's a huge difference in comedy and stand-up, comedy and TV, comedy and sitcom, comedy and movies, and comedy on YouTube is different from comedy on Instagram. So it's the platforms are totally different. So if I do something on my Instagram and I do an audition for an executive, there's going to be two different forms of comedy. Mm-hmm. So, and I have a lot of execs that follow me, and they see my audition. So when I do my Instagram, I don't do anything like that, just so they see a range. Yeah.
That's really smart. So obviously comedy's the common thread. Is doing a more serious role something that I know you did that when you were younger. You did a lot of serious roles with your acting classes and stuff. Is that something that you would want to pursue, or are you on the comedy path and that's just where you want to be?
For now it's comedy. Maybe down the line I might do some more dramatic pieces, but for right now, yeah, definitely comedy.
Who are some comedians that coming up you really looked up to?
Oh man, Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence, Dane Cook, Jamie Foxx, Will Smith, Jim Carrey, Robert Downey Jr. I mean, Robert Downey Jr. is not a comedian, but he's just like
No, he's hilarious. So his delivery every time, he could say the most dry thing and you're just like, damn, that was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. And Kevin Hart's also really great.
Hart, yeah.
So I was actually going to ask you this. When he announced that he was going to do the Oscars, I was so stoked. And then he stepped down. It's like such a disappointment.
Yeah.
Do you think this is specifically for like how you choose to put content out there? Are you second guessing now that we're in such a sensitive climate?
No, I'm not nervous at all, and I'm very aware of the what I put out there, and if they honestly, like, those are all materialistic things. Like, you can't take away Kevin Hart's like career. You can't, like, what he's done is already done, and you still know it. You can't take away someone's Oscar, someone's Emmy, someone's Grammy, someone's Tony for something they said. But it's a very sensitive time we're living in, and maybe the tweets were a little bad, but
like comedians all the time, I go to stand-up shows all the time, they will say the most ridiculous shit, and that's what makes me laugh, because I'm like, you just said something that nobody would say out loud.
Yeah, could say, I realize you could say anything on stage and with the live audience because they're real people. But it's when you're on the internet, you have to be totally different and PC, because people, I don't even think people really take offense to some of the things, but they will act like it just to gain attention.
I feel like people look for stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And that's scary to me personally. Yeah. I'm always like, well, if I say this, is this going to be twisted and taken out of context?
Mm-hmm. You can't live in fear. You just got to live your life. As long as you're a good person and you don't mean to offend anyone, then I feel like that's all that matters.
Has there ever been a video that you put out that you were like, I shouldn't have done that?
Never.
Mm-mm. Have you ever deleted a video?
Oh, I delete videos all the time. I deleted a video like 3 days ago.
What made you delete that video?
I just didn't really like it.
Did it have anything to do with reaction, or was it just your gut?
It was just my personal gut. It was actually someone else's video that I was in, and I just decided to repost it. And I looked at it, I was like, it's all right. I just deleted it.
It wasn't up to batch par.
It wasn't up to my par. Yeah.
I keep calling you Batch, but your real name is Andrew.
Oh, yeah.
So let's talk about Andrew Bachelor versus King Bach.
Oh, okay.
How would you describe the two in contrast?
Oh, Andrew Bachelor is 82% introvert, 12% extrovert, according to the test.
Okay.
And King Bach is wild and crazy and has no fear, I guess.
So would you say King Bach is almost like your alter ego?
Yeah, but I'm never him unless there's a camera.
You're never like that?
Yeah, never.
So on a regular, average Wednesday, what would we catch you doing if you're not filming?
Sleeping.
You're sleeping.
Sleeping or learning how to play the piano.
You play. That's interesting. What made you decide to pick that up?
I don't know. I think when I hit 30, I was just like, all right, it's time to do something new.
You're like, all right, I'm already doing stand-up. I can already freestyle. Let's just take up some Mozart-esque lifestyle. What has been the project you've been most excited about that's currently in the works?
I have a movie coming out on Netflix next year, January, called Rim of the World. And I think I have like 4 or 5 movies coming out next year.
I saw that. I was like, when do you sleep? You claim you'd be sleeping, but when does that occur?
Oh man, I try to get a good like 5 hours in.
That's a good 5 hours.
Yeah.
If I got 5 hours of sleep, everyone would die. Everyone around me would die. So you have 5 movies coming out. Did you film these in the last year?
Yeah, I filmed them last year. I mean, this year. I filmed them this year actually, and maybe some last year. Yeah, and then we got some in the works coming up. Babysitter 2. That's coming up. I can't even. Meet the Blacks 2 is coming up.
You can't even remember all the movies you're in. Must be nice, Andrew. So you, in so many of your skits that you do on Instagram, Vine, you have had so much creative control, if not all. Like you've written and produced and directed all your stuff. Is it weird going on set and having someone else kind of direct and guide you? Has that been like an interesting transition for you?
No, not at all, because most of the directors I've been with are they end up being my friends. So like McG, who did Terminator, Charlie's Angels, he just lets me improv. He lets me do my thing. He's like, Batch, this is the scene. Go ahead, do your thing. Like most of if you watch our movies together, most of it is just, we're just having fun. We're freestyling.
So people trust you, obviously, to bring your thing to the big screen. And that's why you're there.
Yeah.
That's really exciting. Is there anybody, a big actor or director that you'd love to work with? Let's put it out in the universe.
Definitely Will Smith.
How has that not already happened? I feel like he's trying to get in the Instagram game, and you can just swoop in and be like, let's collaborate. I'll tag you. And he'll be all about that.
I know. I met him, actually. I met him. He's cool. He watches my videos.
Obviously, he does.
Yeah.
My grandma watches your videos.
But yeah, maybe one day. Maybe one day it'll happen.
No, it will. I believe in it will happen. Will Smith's the guy, and it's going to happen. So you also are also an entrepreneur. You have the Zeus.
Yes.
Zeus. You created that with Amanda and
Day Storm.
Yeah. So how did that come to be, and why did that come to be?
Zeus came to be because a lot of the social media influencers and comedians and actors, they wanted to transition into TVs and movies, but it wasn't happening for a lot of people. So what we did was we provided a platform where we could show short form content with high production value, like you would see on TV or in movies. So and we just got all our influencer friends on. We gave them shows, and yeah, it's been going great.
And so how do people make money if they decide to do that? From a business perspective, are there ads that are sold on it? Or
no, there's no ads. It's subscriber based.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
It's $3.99 a month or $35 a year, and you get access to all your favorite influencers. And the way it is, it's like the influencers have a piece of the project as well. So
oh, nice.
Yeah.
So they have an incentive to put their content out there, something that you wish you had with Vine.
Vine. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, that's really cool. So is content consistently going up on this platform?
Yeah.
So people, they subscribe and you're going to get
every week.
That's really great.
Yeah.
And you have all these influencers signed on, and they just create content. Do they have to run their content by you? Is there like a certain standard of?
Yeah, we produce, we edit, we have directors, we have producers, we have editors. So, we have an office in Burbank that it all goes down at. So it's open 24 hours. So creators want to come through and look at the editors, do their thing. They can help, and they can be collaborative on
that. Is so smart.
Yeah.
I love that. Guys, get Zeus. It's really great. I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
So right now you said people are at your house shooting a bunch of stuff. What are they shooting something you're going to be a part of? What is it?
I just like to have a creative space for people to work.
It's in your home?
Yeah, it's at my house.
So as an introvert, there's people at your house. When you want everyone to just go home, did you just tell them to go home?
Oh yeah, they'll leave.
And that's all you have to do? And people leave?
Yeah.
You've set that tone.
Yeah, and they usually leave when it gets dark too, because they want to go and they want to go party and get pregnant and all that. So
everyone wants to get pregnant.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm so happy you stopped by. I know you're so busy.
Thank you.
We did have 2. So we wanted to play the Wiki game with you, the most searched things about King Bach. There were 2 questions that kept coming up in different forms. The first question was, does King Bach have a wife? Does King Bach have a girlfriend?
Wife?
Who does King Bach date? All in the vein of, are you dating anyone? The girls want to know.
Oh, no, I'm single.
Why are you single?
I like it
Too
like
busy?
that. Yeah, kind of keeps me focused.
All right, and the second question, which you don't have to answer, and you probably don't even know the amount because it's changing every second, is how much does King Bach have in his bank account? How rich is King Bach? How much money does King Bach make per video? I mean, people are obsessed with how much money you have.
Oh, wow. I have no idea.
It's so much that there's not a number for it yet, but they will come out with the language to describe it soon.
Yes. What I realized is when you get to a certain point, like, the money means nothing. It's just numbers. And
When it grows on trees, it's just like it's just a leaf falling.
No, so I don't even know. Like, I still act like I'm broke. Like, I'll go somewhere and I'll split the bill. You know,
on a date.
Yeah, on everything.
You won't.
No, I'll pay for that. Come on, ladies, I'm not crazy. But like most of the clothes I wear, they're free. Like they're given to me. Like these shoes are free. Like
You're not a splurger.
No, not at all.
Name one thing you've splurged on.
The only thing I spend money on is food and travel.
Travel's the best place to spend your money.
Yeah,
I love that.
I don't buy cars. I don't buy jewelry. I don't even have a watch on.
You don't even have a watch on.
No.
Look at this guy. Solo pro.
Yeah.
But he has like trillions of dollars in his account. Well, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you for
I don't want
having
to
me.
stop your money flow. I'll let you get back to that. We'll see you guys next week, same time, same place. Bye.